but I want to start with these quick little trade deadline things because there are 3 moves that I want to note here. Okay. First of all, Bears trade for Montez Sweat. This to me was a little shocking, a little odd. I didn't really understand why. This is not what I want. I wanted the actual trade details. I don't know. They gave up like a 2nd round pick for Montez Sweat. I don't really understand this. I know that the Bears already have a good amount of draft capital given that Panthers trade they had last year. But I guess in my world, it's like you can never have too much when you're a team in a rebuild. Like you're on pace to how many games have the Bears won so far? Chicago, I think they've won 3 games. Can I please just get their record? I just want their record. I literally okay. This is the worst. I'm trying every record. Goodness. Here we go. Yeah, so they're 2-6. Okay, 2-6. Your season is over. There's no reason for you to trade to get guys better, to get guys to make you better. So when I saw this, I was just like, "What? You're buying at the deadline?" Now, granted, it's like again, they have a lot of picks anyway. They're thinking, okay, if we get this guy now, we're setting ourselves up for the future for success because this is not, we're not getting some aging vet or something. But I still just don't agree in principle. It doesn't make any sense to me why a team in their position would choose to trade and get a guy like that because, okay, your team is going to suck. So he is going to have the rest of his season be utterly miserable, right? With a coach who is probably awful. Like Matt Eberflus does not look like a very good coach. So you're going to probably can the coach. So you're not I don't know if I'm using the right word, inundating him in the right situation because you don't even know what the right situation is. We don't even know their GM is good. And I just don't understand it. I don't understand the move at all. I don't think it changes the trajectory for the Bears because Bagent stinks and Justin Fields stinks too. So doesn't make any sense to me. That one didn't make any sense to me. One that did make a lot of sense to me though is Chase Young going to the 49ers. Now this was jeez. Excuse me. Now this one made some sense to me. Given, obviously, the 49ers are a competitive team, and it hurt because I kind of wanted Chase Young. I thought it would have been a great addition for the Lions to make on defense. But 49ers, they I don't know, they outbid us or they beat us to the punch, and they have Chase Young now. And that defense went from, Nick Bosa and a lot of them other guys to now you have a D line with Nick Bosa on one end and Chase Young on the other. It's a scary combination. This will be the 2nd year in a row that the 49ers have been buyers at the deadline. Obviously last year picking up Christian McCaffrey was a huge move. And they do it for pennies on the dollar. I mean, what did they give up? Like a 3rd round pick or something like that? I get the wrong link because Bleacher Report is stupid sometimes. And yeah, I think they gave up like a conditional 3rd round pick. And it's like, this is a team that's already pretty good and they're just only going to get better. We'll have a little bit to talk about the 49ers later though. And then finally, the only move made by the Lions this trade deadline, Lions traded for Donovan Peoples-Jones. So Donovan Peoples-Jones out of Cleveland, we trade them for a 6th round pick, or we trade a 6th round pick to get Donovan Peoples-Jones. Now, I like this trade on its own. I mean, let me pull up Donovan Peoples-Jones. Let me pull up his stats here. Just a second. So Donovan Peoples-Jones, he has played in 50 games in his career. He's been playing for, a few years in the league, all with the Browns. Never had an 1,000-yard season. He's not, blow you away. He's not DeAndre Hopkins. He's not none of that. But he's consistent, it seems. So this year, doesn't have a touchdown, at least not yet. I'm sure he's probably going to get targeted a little bit more in our system, given the way that we seem to dial up a lot of different receivers. But he is basically a first down machine. I mean, last year with the Browns, 33 first downs. The year prior, 26 first downs. Like, he's basically just he's like a diet Amon-Ra St. Brown, where he doesn't get the touchdown numbers, but he can get you a first down. That's what seems to be his thing. He's about a 12 yards per reception guy this year. Let's see. He's catching the ball at a 44% rate, as long as a 29. Now, the other thing, though, is he can be a deep ball threat. His longest year is a 29. Year before that, it was 42. 2021, it was 60. 2020 was 75. So he can definitely take the top off of defenses. At least he has in the last 3 years, which just makes one question, what if he can do that, then what role does Jameson Williams play? I saw a lot of people saying this is just the Marvin Jones replacement, which to me is ridiculous. So what you're telling me is we couldn't string together a deal for a 6th-round pick before a game, or before, I believe, 2 games. Like, Marvin Jones hasn't been on the team for, at this point, 2 games. And now all of a sudden we're like, oh, yeah, that's right. Let's replace Marvin Jones. It's like, no, that's not what this is. We wanted extra wide receiver help. We wanted particularly a deep ball help, because our current deep ball help cannot catch the ball. Now, is Donovan Peoples-Jones the fastest player in the world? No, he's not faster than Jameson Williams. And he's not. I don't know how fast he is. He's probably not that fast. He's probably not as fast as Jameson Williams. I would be utterly shocked if that was the case. But either way, like, you're bringing in another wide receiver, and you're telling me and you're telling Jameson Williams, hey, pick it up, start catching the football, or else we're just going to find other guys who will. And we don't care if we got to do it through a trade or a free agent or a draft pick. You're not long for this league if you can't catch the football reliably. Like, it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I mean, now, to be fair, it's not like he's been, amazing in terms of his, targets and receptions. He's only got 8 receptions on the season, 18 targets, but he's playing with some of the worst quarterbacks in the world, and PJ Walker and Deshaun Watson. So, I don't really blame the guy for not getting a lot. And he probably, we'll see how much he's used. And again, you give up a 6th-round pick for him, you give up nothing, and, low risk, high reward with him. He could really just go off with us, and that would be great. But either way, it's just another, at this point, kind of a vet receiver in the room. A guy who's been in the league this will be his 4th season. I'll take it. I'm not going to be upset about it. Now, the more pressing concern for me is the lack of moves on the other side of the football. So the Seahawks traded for a defensive player. Obviously, we already talked about the 49ers. The Eagles made a move for a defensive player. So it's one of those things where, like, all the other top contenders in the NFC went and got a better defensive player, and the Lions, they figured they're going to run it back with their guys. And look, maybe it's somewhat of a recency bias with the Ravens game, and I just think that maybe our defense is not all there. But I don't know. I don't really feel that confident in that strategy, because it's like you can never have too many guys who can get sacks. You can never have too many guys on your D line. You can never have too many, DBs to add to your circle. I mean, the other thing that I'll say that is sort of, conciliatory in that it makes me feel a little bit better is there really wasn't a whole lot of player movement in general. Like, you had nobody on the Broncos move other than, I guess, Randy Gregory and I believe Frank Clark. I don't know if that was a trade. Like, you didn't have Judy, you didn't have Surtain, you didn't have Cortland Sutton, you didn't have any of those guys move. The Bears didn't sell, they bought. Nobody on the Patriots got moved. Nobody on the Packers got moved. Nobody on the Raiders got moved. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the situation was. If just GMs didn't want to sell, if GMs really believe in their teams, and GMs who had good teams didn't really want to buy. I don't know. It was a weird trade deadline. It was a bit anticlimactic. The biggest move to me was that Chase Young move to the 49ers. So assuming Chase Young can stay healthy, which he has struggled to do, this 49ers team is going to be very scary. However, on offense, I don't really know what I'm going to get.
Hey there, what you just watched was actually a clip from a larger show that we do every Tuesday night. What are you doing Tuesday night? Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the like button so that you don't miss out on any more of our weekly shows every single Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you there.